Martin Truex Jr. is in the house today. Martin, I appreciate you joining, and how you doing?
Doing good, man. How are you?
Not bad. Can't complain. I obviously wish we could all be at the racetrack, but, we're doing the best we can right now. What you been up to?
Oh, not much. Just hanging around. I've been doing a little hunting, a little fishing. Today, actually, had a little issue at the house with the hot water heater leaking, so been working on that a little bit. But been nice having some time at home, to be honest with you. It's fall's here, weather's nice, and been outside doing stuff, playing.
Yeah, well, I hope the hot water gets fixed. That's normally an important feature of the house.
Yeah. More importantly, the leaking part is in the basement. It's not really a fun thing. So.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, hey, it's a kind of impromptu swimming pool you got there.
Luckily, it's not that deep.
Yes, that is a good thing. That is absolutely good. But I want to talk a little bit about NASCAR Playoffs. We're in the middle of it right now, and you've been in the championship four times since its existence. So, I mean, you know a little thing or two about racing for a championship. How would you compare Martin Truex Jr. the first time racing for a championship to where you are right now?
Well, I think, after, being in that position multiple times and, being able to win a championship, it's definitely, I guess, a lot less stressful, than maybe that first time. I think that first time you're just so, nervous and worried about every single week and every single point. And, after doing it, I guess, a while, you kind of understand that, you can only do so much. You can only worry about the things that you can control. And I guess, in a sense, it's similar to, how you approach racing in general as a veteran compared to a rookie. Of course, playoffs are pretty wild. Everything's amped up and everything's important. But you got to understand the big picture and where you're at and try to stay focused on the right things.
So it's not as stressful, but how stressful is it still?
Yeah, it's not really that bad. I mean, I think everybody's answers probably be different. I think that yeah, I mean, it's we've had a good season. We're in a good place right now. We're in a decent points position, and we really just need to go hopefully to Talladega and not get in the big wreck.
Everyone looks at the round of 12 as being like, oh, this is the scary round, right? You have Talladega and the Roval, and then, of course, Martinsville coming up is going to be an elimination race. How far ahead do you look? Is it just the next immediate track that you're focused on? It's like, oh, I don't even know what's next. Or do you look ahead and be like, okay, this is starting to be on my radar?
Well, I think as we're planning, as a team for things, we certainly look weeks ahead, and obviously the team's preparing cars already for the Roval and what's coming in the next round. But when it comes down to for my mindset during the week or whatever, it's really just the next race, and whatever comes next is what matters the most. And, right now, I would say that I feel pretty comfortable going to the Roval no matter what situation we're in, but it certainly would be nice to go there in a decent spot. And, you don't want to go there with the must win because that's a tough thing to do, but, feeling good about where we're at, like I said, and just trying to figure out how to get through Talladega really is the only thing on my mind right now.
Next year's schedule, the playoffs stay the same, but we've got a bunch of brand new racetracks: COTA, Road America, Nashville. Where are you most excited about going to next year?
All the road courses, really. I mean, Circuit of the Americas never been, that's exciting. And obviously, Road America looks like a really fun place. So I've never been there either. So, looking forward to both of those tracks. And, I love road racing. So it's, looking forward to learning some new road courses and seeing if we can have some fun at those.
I know drivers have influence in terms of the driver's cancel on where we go, where the future of the sport is. Did you have kind of a say in hey, I'd like to go here, I'd like to run at XYZ racetrack when talking with NASCAR about these kinds of things?
No, I've actually never had that conversation. So yeah, I don't know. I must not be on the right council or part of the council, I guess, because I've never heard a word about it until the other day. So yeah, it's I don't have a whole lot of say in these decisions, but I'm excited about the places they picked, and I think they're going to be some great races.
I've asked drivers, and they kind of be like, well, I don't know about Bristol on dirt. They kind of seem like, oh, this is kind of the wild card. How do you feel about that one?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I got kind of excited just because it's something new, and it's for whatever reason. I would say that the past few years, Bristol's probably become my worst racetrack. So the fact that they're going to lay down dirt and give us something totally different and new, I'm excited about it. I've been running for a while this summer. For whatever reason, I really got into racing dirt on iRacing and street
Mm.
stocks, things like that. I've just had a blast doing that. So yeah, why not? I mean, it should be fun. It'll be interesting to see, if that's one of the races with no practice. I don't even really want to think about that because not only do I not know what I'm doing, or I don't think anyone on our team's ever built a cup car for dirt. Like nobody's ever done this. So it's going to be a huge learning curve, but it should be a lot of fun as well.
Well, let's cross our fingers that you guys can get some practice before rolling off on the Bristol dirt race. But so it's been a while since quarantine that I've done a game. It's just been straight interviews. So, Martin, I want to bring the games back today, if you're cool with that. So,
I'm all right.
You good with that?
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
all right.
So this is a game called How Likely Are You To? So I'm going to give you a question, and on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being yes, 100% likely, and 1 being nah, not doing it. Yeah, how likely are you to do X, Y, Z? So the first one, how likely are you to go on a 5+ mile run?
0.5.
A 0.5? Not a runner?
No.
Well, I like it. Well, then we won't see you.
I might need to start though. I'm getting pretty old, so I don't know.
Yes, yeah. We'll start with the slower distances. Maybe a 0.5 run to start it out is what we could do at the beginning. The next one, how likely are you to forget how many laps are left in a race?
Probably like 8.
An 8? So it happens majority of the time? Would you just need a reminder?
If my spotter doesn't tell me, I literally have no clue.
Oh.
I mean, unless it's like a few laps to go, because you don't know when you're in the car. You're not counting laps. You don't really see the scoreboard or anything.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely forget.
Yeah. You better hope you don't miss a checkered flag or come home, too early.
No. Never miss the flags. You just miss how many laps are actually left.
Yeah.
Unless it's a quick checker, then you know.
Yes, exactly. The next one, how likely are you to get recognized outside the racetrack?
Probably 5.
A 5?
Yeah.
Happens every now and then?
Yeah, average, I guess.
Do people give you a look oh, I think that's him?
Yeah, you get that funny look, like the double take.
Yeah, yeah.
And, but it just depends on where we're at, generally. Around here, I think. Yeah, it just depends on where you're at, really. Near the racetrack, you always get noticed, but away from the track, not so much.
I like it. Next one, how likely are you to visit Australia? I know your crew chief's from Australia, so how likely are you to go there?
I'm going to give that a 5.
A 5?
I think there's a pretty good chance someday that I would do that.
That's cool, yeah. Do you have a good Australian accent? I know you spent a lot of time around him.
Yeah, I can do all right. Yeah.
Can we hear one?
No.
No. All right, we'll pass on that. The last one, how likely are you to go bungee jumping?
0.
A 0. Not going to happen. Not a chance.
Absolutely not happening.
Is it
jumping out of an airplane? Not happening. Bungee jumping? Not happening. I mean, I just don't see the point.
Yeah, it's, you're just jumping from a tall distance. Well, we'll see. We'll see if you end up going to Australia. I'll be waiting on that Australian accent. I'm going to hold you to that someday. And, yeah, we'll see how the running goes here in the future, Martin.
Yep, sounds good. Good day, mate.
Yes, there it is. Awesome. Thanks, Martin, for taking the time.
See you, buddy.